What's up, guys? Pypo here, bringing you with me doing some Kotmogu action, trying to get a BG done as quickly as possible, simply because the new episode of Game of Thrones has just gotten out, and I completely forgot that it was coming out today. And I am hype. I'm Hype City Central to go and watch this show. If you do not watch Game of Thrones, I would say that you're probably not a person. Are you some kind of alien that doesn't understand how the world works? Like, you just need to go watch this. I'm a big fan of the series. I have read all the books and watching all the shows, and it's amazing. I really actually like being the person 120k that guy's face, being the kind of person who has read it and is now like watching it because I know what's gonna happen. And I really like Game of Thrones is one of those things that the actual people who are making the fucking thing actually stick to it. Like it's weird. I've never really seen it before where they stick to the storyline pretty fucking like spot on. They just change a few things here and there to like fit in with the storyline, or like they might add a character to kind of smooth it over or explain something. That's all they really ever do. Like, but they stick to it pretty well. And of course, by the way, because I did just start recording, that means Steve will immediately start crying because he doesn't understand why I'm talking to no one. And he thinks I've lost my mind, so therefore he needs to start crying and he's not very happy. As you might be able to see every now and then, I'm putting down binding shots, but my binding shots are a bit off. I've recently been having troubles with my Razor Naga 2014. It's stopped tracking. It still tracks a little bit, and as you can see, I'm still turning with the mouse and stuff like that. But for some reason, it's just stopped basically tracking at certain increments, and I'm not too sure if it's the mouse or if it's like my gaming Surface thing that I have. Maybe that's just like worn down or something. I'm not too sure what it is exactly. All I do know is that it's really fucking annoying and really pissed me off. I just jumped down and get killed. I kind of poured back up immediately. That kind of pissed me off. Gonna get onto him right here. Gonna shoot him once, twice. Switch to this guy because he's right here. Gonna pop some CDs on this dude just to drop him down, and I'll go get that other guy up top. Get the Warlock up top. Steady shot into a chim, followed by a feign death to not die here because I really don't like dying. There's a chim shot right there that is gonna get him real close to being dead. Switching back to this guy over here because he's a healer, but I think I'm going to go try, and is he still standing up over here? That he is. That he is. Pypo's going to come kill you. That's the way it works. You should have seen me. Oh, no. Oh, I love playing mind games. Let's play some mind games. Let's play some mind games. Oh, the trinket, though. That trinket's not going to be very nice to you. Yeah, I'm not going to jump down. What do you think this was? Do you think I'm going to fall for that? I see your portal right there. Let's grab this fucking thing right now. That's going to give us a 4 cap. Steve is just hitting my chair with a ball. Steve, what are you doing? I'm not playing. Stop. I'm trying to record, Steve. Relax. And yeah, so I don't know. Like, I'm not saying like the mouse is bad. It might just be the way I treat it. I don't know. Obviously, I do play a lot of like video games and do a lot of recording, so the mouse does get definitely a lot of use out of it. But so yeah, like right now, it's just stop tracking. I'm trying to turn with it. There we go. Just start tracking again. Just that it's never for like a long duration either. It stops tracking for like 2 or 3 seconds. But it's long enough for you to like to notice and be like, oh my god, what the fuck? Crit the guy for 136k. Yeah. So basically, what I wanted to talk about in this video before I fucking saw the Game of Thrones was almost out was gonna be the fact that it's been raining where I live. I don't understand. Like, I'm super lucky that I live in a place where it doesn't flood. Like, I live like I'm on like a slant, like all the way down to like a hill. A slant all the way down to a hill. I'm on a hill that slants all the way down to a beach. I don't know how I just fucked up that sentence that badly. But and because of that, I never really flood. It's never a problem. Chim shot. Oh god, you don't want to run down here. You're just gonna get killed. Poor Mr. Dwarfy Blade Storms. And so because of that, I never really flood. But it's been raining probably for about 2 to 3 weeks straight. And it pissed every single time. I love rain, by the way. I love it, and I wish it rained fucking 24/7. Like that, I would love it if it rained 24/7. But the problem being that my like internet is controlled by cords and stuff out in front of my house that it's in a manhole. And because it's in a manhole, the manhole can flood. If the manhole floods, then all of a sudden my net speed goes to the worst thing in existence. It's all flooded into the cords and they're all wet and shit. I'm not even joking. Like, that's just the way it is. And Australia doesn't have like a national broadband network that has cable and stuff. You can only get cable, like cable net, in 2 major cities in Australia. That's it. Like 2 major cities, and it's like Sydney and Melbourne. And Sydney, you can't even get it everywhere in Sydney. It's like just the center of Sydney. It's like our net is so shit. It pisses me off that I'm not gonna get into the politics right now, but it really pisses me off, and it sucks because usually I'm like, yay, rain, it's so good. But the fucked up thing is like the seasons for Australia, it's always like this. Like you have like super hot, and then it changes to like spring where it's still hot, but then it just rains frequently, and then it changes to winter where it's still hot pretty frequently, but every now and then you just have like a really cold day. Like, and for us, really cold day isn't, by the way, that cold. It just feels cold to us because we're used to it being super hot. Like, for instance, really cold for me would be, say, 12 degrees. You know, like 12 degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit. I'm not too sure what that transfers into Fahrenheit. Like, it'll be 12, and I'll be like, holy shit, it's freezing. I'm sure Americans, when it's 12, are wearing fucking shorts and t-shirts and walking around and shit. But for us, that feels fucking freezing. Because you've just spent that entire year being hot and warm. And then winter doesn't even last that long, and then all of a sudden it goes fucking back to summer, and you're like, oh, it's fucking whatever. I mean, autumn doesn't even really exist again. It's just like kind of just another thing that, it's there, but it's just hot. It's just hot and it's going on. Like, you know how, like, you see these pictures of, like, in America of, like, there's trees, like, with their leaves falling off and that kind of stuff. It looks beautiful. It's like, oh my, Blade Storms. I didn't even realize it was Blade Storm because he's little Nomi. Little Nomi Blade Storms are hard to fucking notice. You know how you see those pictures of, like, a little, like, the leaves are falling down. It looks all pretty and stuff. And it's like, oh, pretty leaves. I've never seen that in Australia. I don't know if it's just where I live, or because, like, I live in bush, like, maybe just bushland doesn't do that. I've never seen a tree act like that. I've never seen it in my life. So I don't know if it's, like, an American thing, or, like, even what causes that. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure whatsoever. But, man, it sucks sometimes. Like, a lot of people think, like, Australia's, like, this fantastic place, and they want to visit it, and they want to come, like, live here a lot of times. And it is. It's an amazing place, and it definitely is an amazing place to live. I definitely wouldn't argue against that. But what I would argue against is people calling it, like, the most beautiful place, or they want to come here because it's so lovely here. It's got the nice beaches. I mean, it might just be because I don't like beaches that much. But personally, just from, like, seeing other places, like, online, I definitely say that Australia's nowhere near, like, nowhere near, like, the best, like, most beautiful place in the world. It's got some, like, beautiful landmarks and a beautiful, like, landscape and stuff like that. And some places, like, I definitely would recommend you going to see. But it's not like a, oh my god, it's the best thing ever. Like, man, something I really want to see that I haven't ever gotten the chance to is the Northern Lights. That's something like, just something like that is something that I don't actually really care for travel. I'm not a big travel guy. I've never traveled in my life. And I don't even plan on doing it really ever. Like, if I ever traveled, it would be because someone wanted to. Like, say Kat wanted to go and travel. Then I'd be like, yeah, sure, let's travel. But for me personally, it's not a big deal. But the one thing I would want to go see is probably the Northern Lights. I don't know. Sorry for those rambling videos, guys. I'm going to go watch fucking Game of Thrones. Have a good day out of the video, and I'll see you in the next video. See you.
Pypo, don't do it! Come to your senses, Pypo, now! Ah! Blade Storm!